TikTok 9 a.m. every day. It's a fun show. Right now, we're negotiating contracts, we're negotiating trades, we're negotiating. We're putting ourselves in the general manager's seat. So I'm telling y'all, if y'all get a chance to see this video, man, jump on the show on TikTok. If you have a TikTok account, if you don't have a TikTok account, make one and jump on the show and watch the Swaghollic show on TikTok at 9 a.m. It's a lot of fun. If you're into sports and the actual inner workings of how the NFL works, that's what the show is about. But today, guys, I'm talking about the NBA. I'm sorry, my bad, guys. The NFL. I'm not talking about the NBA today. I'm talking about the NFL is in contract negotiations with the referee association or whatever they call, and they're negotiating a collective bargaining agreement, the CBA for the referees in the NFL. Most people don't know this, but the NFL is not responsible for the referees. They have a third party that does that. For all you YouTubers that love to go on and talk about the NFL is rigged, and the NFL has absolutely nothing to do with the referees at all. That's why they're in a negotiation with the referees as we speak. And they're not doing it. They're at an impasse right now. It's a problem. It's a problem right now because the NFL, in their new CBA agreement, is going to start or wants to start holding referees accountable for their actions. In other words, for those of y'all who watch the NFL, we have to admit that there's some questionable calls out there. And no one team is getting the questionable calls. It's questionable calls in every single game in the NFL from week 1 all the way to the Super Bowl. There's questionable calls. And me personally, I never thought that the referees was held accountable enough. Like when you make a bad call and you know it's a bad call and everybody see it's a bad call, because we can see the replay of that. There's no way in the world that you're going to sit here and tell me that the referees don't walk off the field and never watch video of what they called. They do. They go watch those videos. They see that they made a bad call, and they are never held accountable. The only thing they can truly do is write a letter to the NFL saying, I'm sorry. That doesn't help the freaking team. The team that it cost something, and it may have cost them a first down or a touchdown or something like that. Now, I'm not talking about some of the controversial calls that you guys talk about, because some of that stuff, I'm sorry, you just can't. Some of you just don't know the rules. I mean, you just don't know the rules. I mean, like when the ball breaks the plane of an end zone, they don't have to. If the ball breaks the plane, they don't have. Their body doesn't have to be in the end zone. Just the ball needs to break the plane, and that's a touchdown. Some of you guys don't really understand the rule. If the ball, if the person touched the inside of the pylon as they're diving for the ball, diving for a touchdown, that's a touchdown. Like that's the rule. If there's no evidence when I watch the replay to make me change, irrefutable evidence to make me change that call, I can't change it. The rule states it has to stand, no matter what happens. But a lot of you guys don't even know the rules, and you're sitting on YouTube making videos talking about the game is rigged, and you don't even know the damn rules. The 10-second runoff. I mean, you got to know what the rules are. If it's a dead ball foul, if it's not a dead ball foul, all these different things. And why am I bringing it up? Because I'm thinking about games in my head that people have been screaming on YouTube or on social media talking about it's rigged, it's rigged, it's rigged. Did you see the referee? Did you see him do this? Now, I've seen some crazy shit. Now, I'm not going to even lie. I've seen referees move the ball up. I've seen referees move the ball back. And the first thing you guys say is the NFL is rigged. They ain't the NFL. The referees have their own union. They work for their union. They don't work for the NFL. The NFL just pays them to come referee their games. And that's what they're in an agreement about. That's what they're negotiating with. And the NFL is actually saying that they're going to get replacement referees. Like they're not playing around with this. They want to hold the referees accountable. But let's be honest, as fans, we got to know the rules, right? Before you to say anything or comment, you don't even know the rules. Well, some of you guys don't. Just have no idea. If for it to be an actual case, the league is looking at, Eddie, what's going on? Mid to low, look at his face mask. Different doing the refs to be replacement. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's actually what he put in the comments is actually true. Can you give me a shout out? My name is Maddox. I don't know who you are, Maddox. What's going on? You must be a child. So anyway, so what I'm saying is, guys, um, we have to understand what the NFL, what the rules are, in order for us to be able to hold the referees accountable ourselves. We don't even know how to hold the referees accountable. When I'm looking at a play and I see the referee clearly miss the call or clearly made a bad call, um, the first thing that's coming to my mind is what was his angle? Could he see it? And if he could see it, did he throw the flag or basically a reaction of the body, or did he actually see the play call? I mean, let's be honest. Like for instance, one of the things that I always talk about, if a defensive lineman is pushing the lineman back towards the quarterback, and the lineman is standing his ground, and the defensive lineman hooks him, comes under with a swim move, then the holding parameter changes. And a lot of people don't know that. So to you guys who don't know the rules, it looks like holding. I saw Cincinnati Bengals fans and the Chiefs against in the AFC Championship screaming to the top of their lungs. They was letting them get away with holding. The referees are helping the Chiefs, and you didn't even know the damn rules. As soon as Hendricks go on with their swim move, the parameter for the holding changes. I mean, because you cannot expect somebody to be able to block you if somebody's trying to move your hands off. If somebody's trying to move your hands off, so the NFL put a rule in saying, hey, as long as you keep your arms inside, and once you use that hook, I can even bring it up to the top of your shoulder, and I'm not holding. I mean, but most people don't even know that rule. They don't have no idea that that rule even exists. Now, if you want to go back as far as the tuck rule, you can go back as far as the tuck rule and say, no, I don't know. That like a fumble to me. Me personally, I called it a fumble. Tom Brady did not look like he was throwing that ball forward. He looked like he was trying to bring the ball back or hold on to it, and it was knocked out of his hand, and that was a fumble. But they called it a tuck rule. Was the tuck rule a real rule? Yes. That was a real rule that no longer is in the NFL, by the way. But that is a rule. That now, how they brought that up, and actually from what I understand, Bill Belichick is the one who let them know that may be the tuck rule. He put that in their ear. So all these different things it was a rule. It was shitty, but it was a rule. Dez Bryant, a lot of people say he caught the ball, but by the NFL rules, he didn't catch that ball. Not by their rules. I mean, so I'm just trying to get everybody to understand that if you don't know the rules, you don't know when the referees screw up. If you know the rules, you know when the referees screw up. And that's why I think this agreement is going to be so good if they can hold these referees accountable. You got to understand something. If you screw up on a pass interference call, that wasn't pass interference. I mean, at that point, you hold on, guys, hold on. Somebody's spamming my what's called. I mean, so if you know all these different things and you understand all these different things, then you can understand how important the referees and all of those different things are. Why they're important, why they're trying to hold the referees accountable, why they're doing all this. Because the reason they're doing all this is they want to hold the referees accountable. And I'm in agreement with them. Hold their ass accountable. You miss a call, maybe you miss a paycheck for that game. Or you miss a big call, maybe you get docked half of your, not a whole paycheck, but half of your paycheck. I guarantee you they'll get that shit right. Because there's some calls that referees can get right. They can get them right. Hell, some referees get it wrong the first time, then they go to instant replay and it stays wrong. I'm saying, what's the purpose of going to instant replay if it's going to stay wrong? How about you get on the phone and call the NFL and say, y'all looking at this, right? I got that this way. Do y'all have it a different way? And if you do, what are you looking at? Let me look at that as well. And then I can get the call right. But we're so microwave in this freaking world right now. The referees are rushing because it's taking a long time and they got to get it going. The crowd is getting antsy. They want them to make the call and blah, 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 this and that. And next thing you know, you're pressured and they're making that call fast. You make it fast, you get it wrong. Now the fan bases are pissed off. The fan base that won, they're not pissed off. The fan base that lost, they pissed. And they blaming everything on the referees. They're not going to blame none of their shortcomings. They're not going to bring none of the mistakes they made. They're just going to talk about the referees themselves. And it's so crazy when I see fan bases do that. And I'm saying that your ass didn't fumbled all day. You didn't throw interceptions. You didn't gave up sacks. You didn't do all these things. And then you blame that one call. And the whole game was that reason. Sometimes the call is in the first quarter and they'll say that cost them the game. How that work? I mean, so I'm trying to get everybody to understand is you might want to, as an NFL fan, you might want to pay attention to what's going on with the contract with the NFL, the CBA contract with the referees from the NFL. You might want to pay attention to that because if we, as fans, are going to continue to watch the NFL, we want to make sure that the damn referees are getting the calls right. Oh, well, you know what? You're not going to get every call right, but can you at least somewhere around 70%? Across the board, 70% across the board, I would be happy with that. And anybody who say they're not happy with that, they're insane. Because that means that, come on, guys. How many times y'all been watching the game? Been watching the game, flag, 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 flag. And you're sitting there saying, damn, refs, I mean, can we watch a football game or are we going to just continue to watch the flag? You know, Puka Nacua said something on a podcast, and I don't disagree with what Puka said. When he said some of these referees are just trying to be on the camera. And sometimes I'm thinking that too, even though Puka said it, I'm thinking that too. I'm saying to myself, yeah, I when you just calling flag after flag after flag after flag, you're not even letting the game flow. It's just flag after flag after flag. I watched a game one Monday night. I think they called 25 penalties. No, that's not for Monday night. That was a Thursday night. I think they called like 25 penalties in a 6-7 minute span. Now it's like, I just got frustrated. I was like, damn, can we get one play that doesn't have a flag? Just one play. But for some strange reason, we just kept getting flags. And so when Puka said, look, some referees just want to be on camera, I agree with that. So, but my biggest thing is, guys, I love the agreement that the NFL is trying to do to hold the referees accountable. And the reason why I love the agreement is because I'm tired of referees getting it wrong, and I'm really sick and tired of content creators taking that information that they get wrong and then try to prove that the NFL is rigged, which is crazy to me. It's the most craziest thing ever. But hey, some people sit there, they get 1,000 freaking views or 10,000 freaking views of people watching, trying to figure out, well, how did we lose that game? Oh, it was rigged. That's what happened. No, your ass just sucked. I mean, that's why you lost the game. But you don't see that people looking for anything that they can find, anything that they can reach out to when their team loses, when the truth of the matter is the team just wasn't good enough. And, it's this call, it's that call, it's this call. It's BS, guys. Every single game I watch, not one single game that I watch, whether it's college or it's pros, they don't have a bad call in it, or 2 or 3. There's no game you can watch like that. That's what the NFL is about. That's what makes the game so damn good. We see that referees are making mistakes. I mean, I can't tell you, Carl Schaefer's, or am I saying it right? Carl Schaefer's in the NFL, somebody should have been slapped the shit out of him. His crew screws up every single time that they referee a game. Like every single time when I say it's Carl Schaefer's, I was like, oh, here we go. We're going to get a lot of holding penalties. We're going to get a lot of pass interference calls because that's what his crew does. And if you watch football enough, you can kind of start learning who the referees are. I mean, and when you're learning the referees, you can kind of see their tendencies. They call this, they call that, they call this, they call that, and it's just nitpicking the game to death. Worst case scenario, however, the replacement refs do the same as the normal refs and holdout keeps. That's true. That's true. That's true because if the replacement referees come in and they're worse, then we're gonna really have a problem. But what if the replacement referees come in and they're better? I mean, that's the thing that people should understand. I've always said the referee should be somewhere between the ages of 45 and 55. The reason, and the head referee should be somewhere around 60, 65. And he's the person that sits behind the line of scrimmage, that sits behind the quarterback. But the rest of those guys, 40, 40, 40, 45, 50. You got better eyes out there, and you got more athletic referees. Believe y'all do understand that referees got to run up and down the field too. They run with the players. So you should have referees that actually can handle that kind of thing. I mean, when you have guys 60, 65 years old, I'm sorry, they tired as hell when they run down that damn field, and they may miss that pass interference call, or they may miss that offensive pass interference. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, and George Pickens get away with a lot of pushing off. But sometimes the referee can't see that because they're not in position. They're not in position because they're trailing the play. That's what you guys don't understand. The referee that sits back in that end zone, he's watching a lot of things. He sits way back there, and he has to back up when those guys are coming toward him, and he's trying to keep his head on the swivel, watch all these different things, and the ball is thrown on the other side of the field, and he got to be running toward that just to see if that's pass interference. Why do you think the flag come out so late sometimes? That's why the flag come out late. Because he's replaying it in his head. He's like, well, wait a minute, did he knock his arm down? It felt like he did. I'm not sure, so I'm gonna throw the flag. I'm not sure, so I'm gonna throw the flag because I don't want to miss it. Then that referee that's trailing, he'll get up there and just say, what did you see? I seen his arm go down. Did you see him knock his arm down? I didn't see him knock his arm down. Well, okay, I'm calling pass interference. Or if the referee said, no, I seen it. They were hand fighting. Both of them was hand fighting. They were doing it. They was doing it to each other. Now you pick up the flag. That's why you guys see that. We picking up the flag. Or you see that they'll make the call and then they get the replay. They throw in the replay. And I honestly think pass interference should be replayed. I think you should have the option to replay pass interference. I don't think that we should always take the referee word for that because I think someone will be out of position. That's why when you see clear offensive pass interference and it doesn't get called, you're mad. I mean, you're mad as hell. Like he clearly pushed off from him. He got separation from him. And his whole arm extended out. And we get mad. I mean, and the reason why we get mad because on TV, we can clearly see it. Even if you're at a game, in the stadium, you can clearly see, like, whoa, that was offensive pass interference all day long. And then the referee will call pass interference and call it on the defense because they didn't even see that. Because that's why I say the age of those referees matters. The NFL has a lot to do to fix this. That's why I'm keeping my eyes on the collective bargaining agreement because the collective bargaining agreement is going to change some things this time. They was already in a contract with the referees. See, all that crap that was going on in the last 3 years, there's nothing the NFL could have did about it because they were already in a contract with them. Now we're going into a new contract. So the referees can say, hey, the NFL can say, hey, look, guys, we're going to start holding you accountable for the calls that you miss on this field, especially in big games. We're going to hold you accountable. Now, they don't say how they're going to hold them accountable, but they say they're going to hold them accountable. What does that mean? That means that their referee may not referee the same amount of games that he normally does. Or that means they may dock them half of their pay for their game. Because sometimes it's not even the head referee. It's just somebody on their team that keeps screwing up. I mean, me personally, when I see the offensive offsides being called, I'm saying to myself, you know how many years we went without getting an offensive offside? Now, we would get a legal procedure. We would get a legal motion. We would get false start. But you know how long it was before I seen a referee call offensive offsides? I was like, damn, is that a thing? I had to look it up, guys. I'm serious. I had to look it up. Like, that's a penalty? Like the offense? I had never seen it. The first game I seen it in was a Buffalo-Kansas City game when they called Kadarius Toney offsides. I was like, is that a such thing? I had to look it up because they hadn't called that penalty in so many years. But now they call it consistently. And let's be honest, that tush push, they can't even call. They can't even referee tush push. And the tush push is not on the table to be taken off this year. They're not going to take it off. It's going to stay in the game. But I'm serious. They got to figure out a way to make the call on the tush push because I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles every single time that they ran it, it was a false start. Every single time they ran it, it was offensive offsides. I haven't seen a clean tush push yet, and from Philadelphia that is. Every single time, both guards are offsides, and the center head is over the ball, which means the defensive player don't even know where to center himself at. So you can't call encroachment on him because he can't even see the ball. That's why they say it's a well, it is. It's a rugby play, and you can't do it that way. What up, Callie? What's going on? I mean, like he said, the only teams that stop the Philly tush push is Minnesota or Brian Flores. No, Tampa Bay can stop it too. Tampa Bay has stopped the tush push a lot. But the truth of the matter is, let's be honest, guys. Would the tush push be as effective if they stop moving before everybody? They move first. The linemen are moving long before the snap even come out. The linemen are moving. So the referees got to do something about that. They got to get somebody down in there. Like, in other words, the line judge can't just stand on the line and look down the line. No. You got to get in there. Like, you got to walk up on that field and you got to be like, okay, I'm looking straight at this line of scrimmage. And during the end of last year, the referees started calling false start on Philadelphia. And they started calling the offsides penalty and all those different things. And if y'all didn't notice, the Philadelphia Eagles stopped using the tush push. They stopped using it as their thing. And it's funny because their offense was struggling anyway last year. But then when they couldn't do the tush push anymore, when they stopped doing the tush push, it really struggled. And I was saying to myself, shit, that means that's clearly that play has an advantage. If they use and think about it, if Philadelphia was in 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, they can literally run a tush push 3 times or 2 times. They can run it the first time, they're gonna get probably 2 yards, and then run it again, they're gonna eat no matter what they get on the field, because you can't do anything about it. That's an advantage. Now it's really an advantage when they start jumping off freaking side. I mean, so if they can do it where it's right. Because my thing is, if you're gonna let them move first, then the defense can. If you're gonna let them move, the defense can move when they move, not when the ball is snapped. See, the defense is taught you don't move until the ball moves. Well, Philadelphia is moving before the ball moves, so the defense is standing pat. So they're crashing off into the defense. So now they snap it, and when they snap it, the defense is already moving backwards. That is illegal to me. And also, you can't see. I'm telling y'all right now, y'all think I'm kidding? I've done it already, so I know it's a fact. Go back and look at the Philadelphia Eagle games and see how many times Jalen Hurts fumbled doing that damn tush push. Jalen Hurts fumbled a lot doing that tush push. And you see the defensive players getting up, holding the ball, like, I got the ball. And the referee's like, the play is dead. The play is dead. And that dude fumbled a lot in that tush push, especially last year. And I'm saying to myself, that was a fumble. But the referees can't see it because there's so many bodies off in there. And even if you replay it, they can't see it then either. All you can see is that guy coming out that damn huddle with that ball. And then if you get that camera down off in there, another thing the NFL could do, they could put a camera right at the end of that line and make that camera point straight down that line. And that's where their replays could be. Because then you can probably see when that ball first came out and things like that. So all I'm saying is, guys, if you're watching football, if you're watching the NFL, you might want to pay attention to this negotiation because it's important to the NFL. It's important to the fans because I am sick and tired of people complaining about referees, using referees as an excuse. It's not an excuse. You can't use them as an excuse. Your team either played well or they didn't. They either played good enough to win or they didn't. And then that way we'll get rid of all these content creators who like to make all these videos about the NFL is rigged. And millions of people watch that video and actually believe that shit. And I was saying to myself, wow. So thank you guys so much, man. The Pushers Minnesota. Thank you guys so much. What up, Tim? Thank you guys so much for jumping on. This was gonna be a 25-minute show. Tomorrow will be a lot longer. right there. But I want you guys to help me out. Jump on this YouTube, share the videos y'all see on TikTok. I'm getting my algorithms going on YouTube because I want to start doing huge shows on YouTube. I mean, when I say huge show, and just for you guys to know that y'all don't know this, I can actually invite guests to my YouTube show as well. I mean, I choose to talk about the things that I want to talk about right now by myself, but eventually it will have guests on the YouTube show as well because I want you guys to enjoy this as well. This is your boy Swag. Tim, thank you for jumping on. Callie, all you guys, peace. I'm out.